Welcome back, boys and girls, to another first grade virtual summer video lesson with Mrs. Maldonado. We have another math lesson prepared for you today. So let's go ahead and get started. Which of these are plane shapes? Check all that are true. And boys and girls, plane shapes, just to review, are shapes that are flat, shapes that you can draw. Okay, so could we hold, if it's something that we could hold in our hand, that is not a plane shape. That would be a solid shape. So this one would not, the first one would not be a plane shape. Okay, in other words, a plane shape you can refer to as a 2D, two-dimensional shape. This is not a plane shape. This is not a plane shape. Both of these are items that we can hold in our hand. Okay, this shape is something that we can draw, and it is also a flat shape. So this would be a plane shape. This shape would also be something that we could draw, and it is a plane shape, 2D shape. This last one is a cylinder. That is a 3D shape. So we have two plane shapes on this page. Which of these are solid shapes? And solid shape, boys and girls, we can refer as 3D shapes. Okay, those are shapes that we can actually hold in our hand. Okay, this first one here is something that we could draw. Okay, it's a flat shape, so therefore it is not a 3D shape. The second one is a cylinder. It is actually something that we could hold in our hand, so therefore it is a solid shape. The third one is something that we can draw, also a flat shape. It is not, it's a plane shape. It is not a solid shape. This is a baseball. It is something that we can hold in our hand, something that stands on its own, so therefore it is a solid shape. The last one is a shape that we could draw. It's a flat shape, cannot stand on its own, something that we cannot hold in our hand. So therefore it is not a solid shape or a 3D shape. Which of these are plane shapes? We have to check all that are true. Remember, plane shapes are 2D shapes, okay, also referred to as two-dimensional or flat shapes. Okay, the first one is a circle. It is a flat shape, a plane shape. And the next one is a 3D shape. It's believe like a soda can. Okay, this one is also, this would be considered as a cylinder. This would also be a 3D shape. Okay, this is a plane shape. It's something that we can draw. It's flat, so we could check that off as a plane shape, 2D shape. This one, boys and girls, is something that we could also draw. It's a flat shape, therefore it is a plane shape. Okay, which of these are solid shapes? Remember, solid shapes are items that can stand on their own, something that we can hold in our hand. Okay, so the first one we could hold in our hand, and it stands on its own, so that it is a solid shape. And I'm going to put a 3D just to remind you, give you an idea of what a solid shape would be. Okay, this shape is something that we can draw, therefore it is a plane shape. This is also a plane shape. This is also a plane shape, and this is also a plane shape, which means they are all flat. They are something that we could draw. How many rectangles are orange? Okay, remember the rectangles have two sides that are the same, and then the other two sides that are different sides, but they're the same. Okay, so we're going to look for all of the orange rectangles. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we have 4 orange rectangles. How many rectangles are green? We only have 1 green rectangle. How many rectangles are blue? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue rectangles. How many rectangles are red? We have 1, 2, and 3 rectangles that are red. How many rectangles are purple? We have 1, 2. Only 2 rectangles that are purple. Look kind of pinkish purple. All right, boys and girls, now I have directions on how to log into MobyMax. Now it will be your turn to log into MobyMax. You might have the same lesson that we just did together, or you might have a different lesson. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into www.mobymax.com. Then you're going to go to step number 1. Okay, step number 1, once you log in, you are going to click on the orange triangle and you're going to click on sign in. Once you've clicked on sign in, we are going to step number 2. For step number 2, you're going to make sure that you sign in as a student, and then you're going to go to school name. For school name, then we are going to go to step number 3. You are going to type in Guadalupe Center. Okay, I am going to write it here. So you can write it on a piece of paper. Make sure you leave a space between Guadalupe and center. Okay, leave a space between those two. And then I want you to click on this find button. Once you click on the find button, you will see that under school, Guadalupe Center will pop up. Okay, once that comes up, that populates, click on Guadalupe Center, click on this right here, and that will take you to step number 4. Step number 4, make sure that you are still in as a student. Make sure that you see Guadalupe Center there, and then you are going to type in your lunch number for username and password. You're going to use your lunch number for both the top and the bottom for username and password. Once you've done that, boys and girls, you are going to go to step number 5. Step number 5, you're going to click on these books at the top. Okay, then we're going to step number 6. Once you see those books at the top, you're going to go on math. For math, you are going to see your math lessons. Your math lesson could be similar to what we just did, or it could be different. So it could be a new lesson, or it could be a review for you. Okay, boys and girls, so now let's go ahead and move on to our fun activity for today. So get yourself ready. Okay, boys and girls, now we have this really cool activity that I think that you are going to really enjoy. We are going to draw animals with 2D shapes, boys and girls. So get yourself a pencil, a paper, or a crayon, whatever it is that you have to write with, and get ready to draw 2D animals with shapes, boys and girls. It's so much fun. All right, so let's go ahead and get started now.
Okie dokies.
Alrighty, boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed drawing those animals with 2D shapes. Remember, those are flat shapes or plane shapes that we learned about. Have an awesome day.